What are the top 5 played games on Steam?
Found new illumination.
Coming in at number 5 is Sid Meier's Civilization 5. The current players today are 56,580, and this is absolutely insane to know that Civ 5 is still this popular. The game came out in September 21st of 2010, and it is still going hard at the number 5 spot of the most played games on Steam today. If you don't know what Civ 5 is pretty much a strategy game where you pretty much control a country and you decide everything they do, from religion to politics to science, and you battle it out with other people online or the AI to pretty much have world domination. The reason I think this game is still going so hard is because they released a lot of expansions that really greatly improved the game. They released the second expansion, Brave New World, in March 15th of 2013, and from what I understand, that is one of the best expansions to come out for this game. It really revolutionizes the way you can play the game and adds a lot, and I think that's why people are still playing it, because there's just so much to do, and every time you play, something different can happen. Civ 5 has really slow gameplay, but you can sit down for like 5 hours and just play that game, zone out, and get out and be like, what the fuck just happened to that time? Because it's just so engrossing. And it's sad to see that they really couldn't capture this with Civilization Beyond Earth, because that game came out and that's the newest iteration of Civ, and it just didn't really catch on like this one did. This just goes to show you, developers, if you can put a lot of time and effort into a game and constantly release quality DLC, how long a game can have players for, because this one, it's 2015, and this game is still going strong.
It's over. You know it's not over because you have a plan. So players go, then players come.
Number 4,
You show this
Football
team how to
Manager
win.
2015.
And win.
Okay, so you've probably seen this game a lot on the front page of Steam. You've probably seen it all over plastered there, and for good reason. Currently, with 57,962 players playing right now, Football Manager is going to come in at the number 4 spot. And let me put this out there right now, I've never played this game because I really don't have an interest in soccer, or as some will call it, football. If you can guess anything about this game from the title, it is that you're gonna pretty much manage a football team or a soccer team, and you're gonna go around and manage that. Apparently the gameplay is pretty solid. I can't really talk about this game too much as I've never really played it, because I've never really had an interest to play it, but this one really caught me off surprise though, because I didn't think this game was that popular. Like I said, you constantly see it on the front page, but I've never really personally seen anyone that I know playing this game. But hey, it's number 4. Number 3, Team Fortress 2. So coming in at the number 3 slot with 85,730 players is Team Fortress 2, and if you haven't heard of this game and you're a PC gamer, you should be slapped. Team Fortress 2 is pretty much the poster boy of Valve at this point for new PC gamers who are just transitioning in. This game is free to play, which is currently why I think it has so many players, but also it has amazing gameplay. This game came out October 9th of 2007, and that is crazy to think this game came out 8 years ago. In 2017, it will be 10-year anniversary of Team Fortress 2, and that's pretty amazing to see that it's still pulling in these numbers. And this game is free to play, so a lot of people get into it just because they saw it was free. They were like, alright, I've heard a lot about this game, and then they get really into it, whether it be the trading of hats that you can do similar to CSGO, where you trade skins in that game. But in this game, you trade hats, which pretty much do nothing. They're just cosmetic. There's nothing really pay to win in this game. And then you have your classes that you can play with, and pretty much everything is balanced for the most part from what I understand. I've personally played Team Fortress 2, and I've never really fell in love with it, but I always respected it for what it was. It's an amazing, solid game, and you can clearly see that as it's 8 years later, and it's still got the number 3 spot on the list of most played games to this current day, which is insane to think of. Team Fortress 2 though, great game, definitely check it out. It's free, you can pretty much download it, and if you can run it, like, you're fine. It pretty much, to run this game, you need a fucking potato. It's that easy to run. Number 2, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So with a whopping 492,433 players, CSGO hits the number 2 spot. And let me tell you right now, this is probably my favorite game on the list, and if you watch this channel, you probably already know that. But this game came out August 21st of 2012, and if you've noticed anything from this list, it tends to be that there's a trend of games being older, but having such longevity on Steam. It's absolutely insane to think of. If you're new to the game, you might not know this, but when Counter-Strike Global Offensive first came out, it kind of came out in bad condition. A lot of people didn't like it. There was a lot of things that needed to be fixed, and a lot of people opted out to go back to 1.6 or Source. Later during the game's life cycle though, it's finally been fixed and it's currently hitting number 2 on Steam for very good reason. If you don't know what Counter-Strike Global Offensive is, Counter-Strike Global Offensive is a 5v5 competitive shooter similar to games such as Counter-Strike Source and 1.6, because really there's nothing like Counter-Strike Global Offensive on the market right now. This game is super addictive and currently one of the top esports to be watched, with hitting over 1 million views at ESL 2015, which is absolutely crazy to think there are that many people watching pro Counter-Strike. Doesn't really compare to the Dota or League of Legends numbers, but that's still pretty amazing. Probably the #1 FPS esport at the moment, which is absolutely insane. But Counter-Strike Global Offensive is really addictive. They added in skins which you can then trade for, which even made the economy a lot better in Counter-Strike. Made everything awesomer. Awesomer is not even a fucking word. It just made things a lot better, brought in a lot of new players, and we're currently seeing the growth of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and we're seeing that with it hitting the number 2 spot. Number 1, and obviously Dota 2.
Would you be strong?
Dota 2 absolutely crushes every single game when it comes to current players. This game is also another free-to-play game, but let me run you down the current players list of everything we read so far. You had Sid Meier with 56,580, and then you had Football Manager just a little bit ahead of that with 57,962. Team Fortress 2 takes a bit more of a jump, 85,730. Then you have a huge jump to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which is 492,433, and then you maybe have double the player base of Counter-Strike Global Offensive with 839,035 current players right now on Dota 2. That is absolutely staggering. Dota 2 is a MOBA similar to games like League of Legends and Smite, but apparently, from what I understand and what people tell me, this game is a lot harder to learn and a lot harder to master. Apparently, there's a lot more skill that goes into Dota. Don't rip my head off. That's what I hear. I'm not sure. That's not a fact. That is just an opinion from other people that told me that I'm telling you right now. But yes, Dota 2 is similar to those games and is most popular in South Korea. I personally don't know a lot about Dota 2. I don't really play it because I tried it and like I said, I wasn't really too good at it. I really prefer CSGO to this, but apparently the numbers don't lie. Dota 2 is enjoyed a lot more by a lot more people. The gameplay looks fantastic when you watch someone who knows what they're doing. It looks like a really fun game to play, and there's a reason it is number 1. Hands down, this game gets the most support from Valve, and this is why. A lot of people always question why Dota 2 got all this support from Valve, and it's because it has the biggest player base. It even today hit a peak of 976,811, so they're getting close to 1 million on a peak on a Saturday. That's fucking insane. The PC Master Race is growing right now, and Dota 2 is your #1 played game on Steam. Doesn't really surprise anyone, as we all know Dota 2 is extremely popular. But yeah guys, those have just been the top 5 games played on Steam. Tell me in the comments down below if any of these surprised you, and if you liked the video, how about you hit that like button? If you disliked the video for some odd reason, how about you hit that dislike button? If you're new, how about you subscribe? And when this video does get 50 likes, we'll be uploading the next one, so be sure to smack that like button. But yeah guys, this has been The Chosen One Inc., and as always, peace out.
Little bit of fame, little bit of hate, little bit of change. Watch the craze, keep it sane, don't fade away.
Look how my mind plays. Little bit of fame, little bit of hate, little bit of change. Watch the craze, keep it sane, don't